Hey everybody, it is Saturday, and today I'm going to do like an off the charts, incredibly bold thing that I will almost certainly regret, which is try to live solve the Sunday New York Times. This could be like a real disaster because I'm committed. I have to finish this puzzle, and I'm committed to doing it as a live solve. So if I struggle, then it's going to be really awkward for both of us. And my blog, when I blog about this puzzle tomorrow, my time's going to be really embarrassing. Sam Ezersky, I believe he's the Grid Kid. I think that's his Twitter handle. And I think I want to say he like just turned 25 maybe, but a very young guy for such an already prolific constructor. So today we're going to try and solve the Sunday New York Times puzzle, Sunday, October 4th by Sam Ezersky. And thanks for joining me. And here we go. You can tell I'm serious because I have my glasses on today. So normally I have contacts, but this is a glasses situation. So here we go. You're Telling Me is the name of this puzzle. So that's probably going to be some kind of an indicator. Anytime there's ever a title, that's usually a good indicator. Is this a square or is this an off-size grid? Looks like maybe this is a little bit off-size. 3, 4, 8, 9, 15, 16. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Anyways, here we go. Let's do it. Marvel at. All right. Well, since these are short, I'm going to try these downs first. Adele's Million Years Ago, I think. Medic is a doctor. Spring Hours in Colorado Springs is going to be Mountain. Is that Spring Hours? I guess could go either way. Mountain Standard Time. Organism that structurally resembles another organism. No idea what that is. Let's see though. I think this is Marvel at. It's going to be admire. I've got that as a confirmation there. A stroke of good fortune. So this is Mountain Daylight Time, and it's Godsend, I believe. And what the Old English called winter filleth. So this must be octopi, right? Octopus. Is that winter fill? Jeez. That can't be right. I'm going to come back to you. This must be ISO something, right? Because it's resembling another. So similar ISO, or same, I guess, not similar. Brush off is like repel, reject. Never interrupt your blank when he's making a mistake. So I want that to be like elder, right? Never interrupt your elder when he's making a mistake. So maybe Godsend is wrong. Boy, let's move on. 4-star figures. I'm not sure what that is. Valerie Plame's organization in 2003's Plame Affair. Wow, I have no idea what that is. Go up against is oppose. Sui generis is Latin, so that's not helpful. Destitution, I would want to say that is like ruin, but obviously that doesn't fit. Code edited by a webmaster. It's going to be HTML code. I tried, just a little side note here. I tried to learn to code online when killing time during pandemic, something easy to do at home. And turns out it's not easy. Coding is pretty complicated. After the first lesson, I was like, oh, I can totally do this. And by the third lesson, I was not so optimistic. Anyways, many end in ite. So that's like a medal or not sure. Occasion to get all gussied up. Well, it's a funny term, gussied up, but I think it's going to be hot date, right? It's a good reason to get gussied. Many end, so maybe it's ores, O-R-E-S, and an ice cream purchase. So like a tub of ice cream. That's the right amount of ice cream, a tub. Expect delays, road sign, warranting an X, say. Oh, like a movie rating, so adult movie. Something to do with your buds, taste buds. That's a nice clue. I like that. Yeah. So this is going to be true dat. And to a cosmetician, something me blush, right? Social climate is like ethos, maybe. Kind of clef, alto clef. So ethos, alto, the B in gigabytes. All right. So that side of the puzzle worked a little better for me. I don't think I looked at these acrosses today. LGBT aligned advocacy group. I'm not sure. Newswoman Sawyer. So that's Diane Sawyer. So this is not right. Diane Sawyer. What the old? It's got to be. This has to be octopus, right? I mean, what else starts OCT? That's a funny. I'm interested to look this up. Winter Phyllis. That's the naming of things is like. I'm sure there's most names of most things must have ridiculous origins and alternate spellings and alternate variations and to a cosmetician. So this is going to be our first theme answer. Like you had me at first blush. No, you're making me blush. You're making me blush. That sounds good. Yeah. And home to Antilla, the world's most valuable private residence, 27 floors, $2.2 billion. Well, that's a pretty good indicator that people have too much money when there's a house worth $2.2 billion. And I wonder, where do they even come up with a valuation like that? That's a very vague clue. Let's see if I can get some downs here. 4-star figures. Oh, so that's admirals. Okay, so just a couple of crossers there makes this so much more gettable. I mean, before that was just 8 blank letters, but then a D and an M right next to each other, where I feel pretty good. You know, I'm confident in both of those letters. And admirals just appears. All right, so Valerie Plame. So this must be the CIA, right? Go up against. Make something. I'm not sure what that is. Sui generis. This is a tough one. I even took Latin in high school, but I haven't been in high school for a long time. Destitution is like bankruptcy and I don't know. Oops. Trapes about, gad about, right? What is that? I should really just move on here and see if I can get some other stuff. Fisherman's Wharf. I mean, boom. I get out of my stuck spot and get a little immediate momentum there. Always good to just move on when you're not seeing it clearly. Utter nonsense would be like drivel or dreck or inane. Is it inanity? Boy, I hope not. Inanity, like something being inane. It might be. Eyes in Spanish are ojos. Feature of a batter that needs more whisking. Lump, right? Wong of stand-up comedy is, I think that's Ali Wong. I'm not sure if it's a I or a Y though. Let's see. Pinot Noir. So that's helpful. Drive away is like repel or drive away. Send a laughing matter. Not sure what that is. Palindromic rulers. Well, it's got to be something that starts with an S, right? Or is it? Creatures that can have asymmetrical ears. So this is owls, right? So this must be something that starts and ends with S. Oh, shahs. S-H-A-H-S. There we go. And that's a great example of just like, I don't think about shahs very often, and that might not have come to my mind, but just thinking about the structure of the word, it's going to end in S because it's a multiple, so it must begin in S. And then once those two S's are in place, then, the rest of the options are a little bit limited, and it just kind of all comes together. So, all right. So here's our second themer. Is this only our second? Did we have one here? Oh, so we didn't even look at this. To a produce vendor near closing time, I'm not sure what that is. I don't know. Okay. To be a bad free throw shooter, I don't know. All that's broad. All even, all eyes, all ears, all rise, all ruin as plans. It might be like rain on. Try that. Crowd noise is the roar of the crowd, which ironically, I guess not ironic, but there's no crowds in stadiums these days, and so they're just pumping in crowd noise. So it's a fake roar of a fake crowd. Blubbers, sobs, cries, or it could be like some kind of a fat, whale fat blubbers. Sobbers, maybe. The dove's foot crane's bill. Yes. Just going to move on from that. Big seller of animal supplies. To a temp worker. Oh boy. So these, I'm definitely going to need, I think I should just switch to the downs and do a first full pass with downs, because there's no way I'm going to get any of these long crosser theme answers without some information. So Na's author Janowitz of Literature's Brat Pack. That's interesting. I guess it's an R. Our something. It could be, R, Rama. Cutesy sound accompanying a poke. Cutesy sound. Oh, so like, boop. Greeting when running into someone unexpectedly. Oh, I want that to be oh hi. So this is, get rid of that. Rain on. Oh hi. A book before Amos. It's not Job, right? Because, but what else starts with a J? Ojos does start with a J, right? Yeah. That's interesting. Texas County on the Mexican border. Texas counties. I can't say that I really up to speed on my Texas counties. Like El Paso is on the border, right? Italian painter known for his frescoes. Eesh, aren't they all? Pain relief brand is probably Amazon. How some like their coffee strong. Floor. Stun. Maybe a stare. One of two on the Titanic. I have no idea what that is. Who wants this response? I do. A makeover result. I want that to be new do, but could we possibly have I do followed by new do? That would be odd. But a makeover result, new me. We'll just keep that there for now. Word stylized with extra R's on some cereal boxes. Great, like Tony the Tiger, they're great. With lots of R's, as advertised. Some Froyo bar toppings. Oreos, probably. It's amazing how we managed to get Oreo into every single crossword puzzle. Hoi polloi. I have no idea what hoi polloi means. I mean, this is definitely the answer, but I should probably look into that. Might have to start taking notes about like things to look up afterwards. A circus venue is Big Top. And a ball and a strike in a baseball count is 1-1. 1-1. Ball and a strike. Useful. That could be a bunch of things. Toy rocker in tot speak. So, I mean, a toy rocker would be like a rocking horse, a horsey. Or a seesaw. I don't know. Give up. I don't know. What might be love or lesbian in a TV show title? What might be love or lesbian? Yikes, I have no idea. Lead into potty is porta, or is it porto? A potty. I was sure this is El Nino, weather phenomena, El Nino, but it's not. I don't know. That's very strange. It's not a lot to jot. That's the cute little alliterative clue. I think it must be a note. Third of 7 columns. So what is 7 columns? Would be like $1 million, maybe. So like the hundreds. This looks like to root driver, you're darn tootin', right? Third of 7 columns. I don't know, I guess. Taylor Swift's first #1 country hit, 2007. I think this is Our Song. So TY, third of 7 columns. What was it, like a calendar? Oh, jeez. TY. TU. So Tuesday. Is that right? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Okay. That's not as hard as I made it. Hair. Something hair. It's something hair, for sure. Earliest known Chinese dynasty dating back to 2000 BC. Oops. I can't say that I know the chronology of Chinese dynasties. Tang or Tang? I mean, I'm trying to think of what has 4 letters, Chinese dynasty, and Tang is the first that comes to mind, but I'm not sure. Eagerly excited feels like avid. Leave it is Stet. I don't know what that stands for either. That's like a publisher. If an editor wanted to delete something, then it could be overridden with a Stet, like actually leave it after all. Villain in 1998's Mulan. Oh boy, that's 22 years ago. With adroitness, ably. Visión de la casa is a sala, one room in the house. Sala, S-A-L-A, is room, and casa is house. Sounds smart unless I'm wrong, and then I'm going to not sound so smart. Like 0.5 millimeter lead among popular mechanical pencil options. So like thinnest, narrowest, something ist. Like 0.5 millimeter lead among popular, I'm going to say it's probably thinnest. Good looking guy is, I don't know. A cold treat, as an icy probably. Diagram of relationships, Venn diagram. An app with a reservations feature. Yelp, maybe? Does Yelp have reservations? Yeah. Newspaper articles and mentions on social media in brief. Tags, newspaper articles, and mentions on social media. Press? I don't know what that is. Ducks, like evades. This could be like evades or eludes or maybe avoids. But it's Sunday and I want to get some fill in here so that I have some hope of getting these long across clues. And I'd rather delete some stuff than leave it blank. I'd like to give myself as much potential information as possible. That, I don't know if that's the way most people solve crossword puzzles. And for me, it would very much depend on the day of the week. Like a Monday puzzle, I would never do that. I'm not going to speculate. I'm going to make sure I know it because most likely I know most of the fill. But on Sunday, especially a themed Sunday like this, where there's some interesting wordplay going on, I think I'm just going to need as much info as possible. So I'm going to speculate a little bit. Anyways, back to the puzzle. My turn. I'm up. Electrically balanced in chemistry. Oof. Sandwiches on pita bread are euros. And pool chalk target is the pool chalk target cue ball. It's the end of the stick. This is where you target the chalk, right? I think this is Punta Brava. Georgia's capital, informally, like Lanta. Does anyone say Lanta? My doctor said Atlanta. Jason, who played Khal Drogo. Jason Manoa. So I've got something wrong here for sure, but I'm not really sure about either of these. Also, it could be Georgia, the country, and I have no idea what the capital of that is. The Reds on scoreboards, it's the Cincinnati Reds. So this evades has got to be wrong. But it could be like eludes, maybe. Oof, that's tough that these two themers are tied together. Bye-bye. Oh, and now I can't even see the clues. Boy, I'm really struggling here, guys. This is getting ugly. Naomi, 2020 U.S. Open tennis champ. Is that Naomi Osaka? Let's see. I'm going to get small for a minute here. Great content. Dead air. Shih Tzu dog breed. Shih Tzu. I think that's how you spell that. Like sponge cakes. Are they eggy perhaps, or sponge cakes? Moist, like spongy. Middle of a certain three in a row. Yeah. Lone Star State School. Well, that's Texas, but there's like a billion schools in Texas there. Wrath is ire. Man's nickname that omits the is at the end. K as in kangaroo. Okay, so all things considered, that wasn't like a great first pass, and it's probably generous to even call it a first pass because I've looked at plenty of the across clues already. But this isn't so bad for a Sunday, and we're coming together. 23 minutes though. Yikes! Wow. Okay, let's. If you guys can stop dilly-dallying, we can hurry up a little bit. LGBT aligned advocacy group since 1987. So I would want this to be the ACLU, but obviously it's not. And I really don't know. A stroke of good fortune. This has to be godsend, right? And then this organism that structurally resembles another organism must be an isomorph. I don't really know what that is, but it feels good. Brush off. So this feels like rebuff. Could this be something beside the octopus? Rebuff. Never interrupt your something when he's making a mistake. Your enemy. Okay, so that's probably Lao Tzu. I'll bet that's a Lao Tzu quote from The Art of War, maybe. Octo B. This is crazy. This must be rebuff. And into until the world knows about it. Oh, so this must be Mumbai, yeah, which is crazy in a city with that many impoverished people. I feel like isomorph is probably right. Hour of, or vendor you're closing. Oh, out of your. That feels pretty good. Out of your. Okay, so so octopus was way wrong. This is the name of a month, October. Ever heard of it? It's the month we're in. Another one that I'm making it look harder than it is. A physician who co-founded AA familiarly. So this must be like, is it Dr. Bob? Because I think if you're in AA, you say I'm a friend of Bob's, right? So let's try that. But I think this noir is wrong because this is blather. Utter nonsense, blather. And something like their cafe ole. Ole. Out of your Pinot. Wow. This could still be a Y, right? Pinot. Go up against. There's wrong. Destitution is need, poverty. Book before Amos is nice. Drive away is shoe, SHOO. So what is this? I really need to get better with my Bible references. Texas County on the Mexican border. Laughing matter is gas, laughing gas, right? Italian painter known for its frescoes. A big seller of animal supplies is Petco. So this is like Grotto. I don't know anyone named Grotto, though. That doesn't sound right. Floor. So all that. It's funny I'm getting all these crosses now. To a bad free throw shooter. So like missing the point. Okay, that's actually really good. I like that. Missing the point for a bad free throw shooter. So Giotto, though. I don't know. That's does not sound familiar at all. Ruin as plans. Derail plans. Joel is the book before Amos. Yikes. Texas County on the Mexican border. Is that like Star County with 2 R's? The Dove's Foot Crane's Bill. Must be a flower. Okay. See, we're not as dumb as we thought. Blubbers. Boo-hoos. I hate that. That's terrible. To a temp worker, you're in the... Two on the Titanic must be a mast. You're in the... Not sure. Architect Frank is Frank Gehry, Gerry. A floor is a story. And a sci-fi classic featuring the 3 laws. So sci-fi classic. I'm a big sci-fi guy, but I feel like this should look like something. And New Do I was not sure about, but I feel like that's been confirmed by now, especially with Darn Tootin'. So I'm surprised that doesn't look a little more obvious. Things stuck in clogs. You stick your toes in clogs. Itching to eat and irritable about it is hangry. With 98 across to an aspiring entrepreneur, you're... Not sure what that is. Friendship. So this, I think, is going to be amity. So Venn diagram. Amity. Oh, so that'll be diagram of relationships is a tree, like a family tree. And Vim is pep. Vim and vigor. All pepped up on pep pills. Parts of Twitter profiles is bios. So that's interesting. So eagerly excited. It must be like agog. I don't really like that clue and answer combo. I feel like they're all okay, but I mean, they're both okay individually, but eagerly excited. Avid seemed like a better fit for that. Clicking sound. Aha, when it clicks. All over Hell's Half Acre? Must be. I mean, I've never heard of that, but item on a president's lapel is a flag. Placing a call is dialing. I don't know where that E, why did I have an E there? It was just a mistake, I guess. A fishing basket is, not sure about that. Apt anagram of my car. Well, there's no P in my car, that's for sure. Like Almay. Oh wait, no. My car. I think I'm still got something going on. I think Jason Minot is right, but Camry is an apt anagram of my car. This one, remind myself what that clue was. To an aspiring entrepreneur. This looks like it's going to say company. No, the company you keep. Company you keep. That feels good. But I don't know what the start of that is. Only as good as the company you keep. Well, that's pretty satisfying when those just kind of click like that, the long ones. Native speakers of Chiweri are, I don't know, declined, said no. Sips is nurses, but then what is this going to be? Villain? Is it Shani Yu? Oh boy. I hope so, because that's going to be tough. But all those crosses look good. I mean, dialing aha, only as good as the company it keeps. That Shan Yu. Maybe. To anyone who wasn't addressed above, I don't know what that is just yet. A vegan latte option is oat milk. Kings and queens, royalty, high cards, kings and queens, prom goers, large chunk of one's final grade, often exams. This could also be tests, I suppose, but Aspen or Alta is a ski area. It's against the rule. I don't know about that. Move like a peacock is strut. That's nice. Peacock's just all cocky. Big name in nonprofit journalism. Well, this must be like Osaka. Naomi is it Osaki? Big name in nonprofit journalism. Oops. I feel like I should be able to get this here. Okay, so pool chalk target is a Q-tip. And good looking guy is a marksman. I don't love that. Good looking guy. I mean, I guess it's okay. Big name in nonprofit journalism must be AP News. And I don't know what this is, but it better be LEW. Man's nickname omits the IS at the end. Lewis. All right. So let's see if we can fill this in. Ducks, dodges. I had eludes, evades, avoids, but dodges was correct. My turn. I'm next. Electrically balanced in chemistry, apolar. Okay, so those all work. This must be emu, I'm going to say. God. Oh, SMU, Lone Star State School. My buddy Will Parkhouse went there. Shout out, Will. To anyone who wasn't addressed above, I don't know what that is. Newspaper articles and mentions on social media. Something Brava. What is this? Costa Brava? That would make sense, right? And native speakers of Chiweri are Okie, OKIE, Georgia's capital, informally. I really don't know what that is. To anyone who wasn't addressed above, you're something else. So is this Jason Manoa is wrong, I guess. You're something else. That sounds right. Kings and queens, maybe. It's against the rule. Anarchy is against the rule, like against the kings and queens mentioned above. Kings and queens, like sponge cakes, are airy, I suppose. Kings and queens is 2 pair as a poker hand. And let's see what 105 is there. TAC, middle of a certain 3 in a row. Tic-tac-toe. Okay, so that's all confirmed. And Georgia's capital. So I had Atlanta, but it's A-town, which I don't know. I've never really heard that. But, it's Momoa. Boy, I had that all brutal. Momoa. And so this is Otoe, OTOE, and Free PR are the newspaper articles and mentions. Toy Rocker is a horsey, so that works for us. Useful is useful. Oh, this is not an R. This is Frank Gehry. is with an H. So useful is of help. To a temp worker, you're in for it now. Oh, and El Niños was this. I should have probably just guessed that was plural, but give up is forego. Sci-fi classic. Boy, what might be love or lesbian in a TV show title is L Word. Oh, I, Robot is the answer to that. And by a hair. Okay. Oh, those are all fine. Pinot. So I still don't know if this is Ali Wong with an I or a Y. But Pinot itis? Out of your boy. Okay, so let's just not too far to go here. LGBT aligned advocacy group since 1987. So LGBT aligned advocacy group. I really don't know. Is like is real. It exists. Is to a produce vendor near closing time. You're out of your aisle. I wonder if Gad is wrong. Traipse about. I feel like it works, but okay. Go up against. Take on. Okay. So blather. So I've screwed something up here, guys. But I guess that makes sense that this didn't look good. Oh, so Pinot Gris, Gris, Ali Wong. And this will be take on. Okay, take on. Blarney is utter nonsense. That's working out for us. Sui generis. Destitution. Boy. LGBT aligned advocacy groups in 1777. It's nice in 1987. Act out. Is equals. Okay, so this should help us out a little bit. Out of your gourd is what you say to a produce vendor. And let's see. Sui generis. Unique, I suppose, right? And act up and penury. Well, that is the sound of us completing the Sunday New York Times crossword puzzle in 41 minutes and 14 seconds. Obviously a little bit slower because we're doing the live solve. There were definitely some highlights here. I mean, I like this. This is, just sort of a classic type of crossword theme, just a little bit of wordplay. To a cosmetician, you're making me blush. To a produce vendor, you're out of your gourd. To a bad free throw shooter, you're missing the point. To a temp worker, you're in for it now. To a rude driver, you're darn tootin'. To an aspiring entrepreneur, you're only as good as the company you keep. And lastly, to anyone who wasn't addressed above, you're something else. I like that because it feels like company, only as good as the company you keep. It ends on a, sort of a double answer there, and it feels like the big finale. And then they have sort of the PS here. To anyone who wasn't addressed above, you're something else. It's just cute and simple. It's not anything super fancy, but it's a great Sunday theme that can fill a lot of space, that has a lot of flexibility, that's not going to hinder the rest of the fill and make it hard to, to get other good stuff in there. Isomorph, not super crazy about that. I really need to figure out what time of year daylight savings time happens and which initial to include where. That's ridiculous. I didn't notice this, but what is this? HSIA. Wow. Oh boy, the Chinese dynasty, HSIA. That's pretty tough. Fortunately, all those crosses were super gettable. Hangry, only as good as the bios and flag. But that's pretty tough. HSIA Dynasty. Let's see what else. I like this one, Marksman, good looking, or I like this Phil, pardon me, Marksman. I didn't really, the good looking guy, I think that's, doesn't quite hit the mark, if you will. Jason Momoa is a cool guy. Cal Drogo, I wonder what he's up to now. He seems to be everywhere, and he's incredibly popular, and just seems to be bopping around, hanging out with people. Anyways, I've taken up enough of your time. 45 minutes on a Saturday. Like, go outside, do something cool. Go see some friends, whatever. Anyways, thanks for joining me. I'm glad this wasn't like a total disaster. If you want more content from me, you can go to CrossBoss.blog and read my daily New York Times blog. I also do some LA Times, Wall Street Journal, New Yorker, etc. And otherwise, check me out here on YouTube, and I'll keep posting live solves. Thanks again.